All right, if you're a React developer, you know the feeling. Building those rich, data-heavy UIs can be super rewarding, but man, it can also be a total time suck. Today, we're going to crack open the playbook for building them way faster and a whole lot smarter. So let me ask you a question. When you get a ticket for a complex feature, say an interactive data table, is your first instinct to just, create a new file and start building it all from the ground up? It's a common impulse for sure, but it often means spending days on features that have been built 1,000 times over. But here's the good news. There's a much more efficient way to go about this. A way to tap into the amazing React ecosystem, to ship powerful features without having to constantly reinvent the wheel. And that's exactly what we're going to walk through. First, let's just all agree on the challenge we're facing. These complex UIs. We're not just talking about displaying some data. It's about letting our users really dig in, to sort it, filter it, and play with it in a way that actually feels useful. I mean, think about it for a sec. Features like one-click column sorting or client-side pagination or dynamic charts, each one of those is like a mini project on its own. You've got state to manage, event handlers to write, so much testing. And all that time you're spending on UI boilerplate is time you are not spending on the core business logic that makes your apps special. So what's the solution? It's pretty simple, actually. It's all about embracing pre-built, battle-tested components from the community. These libraries do the heavy lifting for us, so we can focus on what really matters. And for our playbook today, we've got a killer trio lined up. We're going to use MUI-X Data Grid to spin up a super sophisticated table with almost zero effort. Then, we'll grab Chart.js to visualize some of that data. And to tie it all together, we'll use an MUI dialog to pop our chart up in a nice, clean modal window. Okay, let's get into our first play, building a truly interactive data table. You are going to be shocked at how much we can get done with just a few lines of code, all thanks to the MUI Data Grid component. First step, sorting. Normally, you'd be setting up state to track which column is sorted and in what direction, and then writing the whole sorting function yourself. With Data Grid, nope. It's just there. Users get it right out of the box. They just click a column header, and boom, it's sorted. Now check this out. This one little detail in our column definition is so important. By adding type:number, we're telling the data grid to sort the pages column as actual numbers. If we forgot this, it would sort them like strings, meaning 352 would come before 46. That's a classic bug that we just completely avoided with one tiny prop. So cool. Next up, let's talk about pagination. Trying to render thousands of rows on a single page is a recipe for disaster. It's a huge performance hit, so you paginate. But building those controls, managing the current page and state, slicing the data, it's just tedious. Well, guess what? Data Grid handles all of that for us. And this just shows you how easy it is. All we have to do is pass in this page size options prop with an array. Just like that, the component renders the entire pagination UI, letting the user pick if they want to see 5 or 10 items per page, and of course, letting them navigate. No messy state management required on our end at all. An interactive table isn't just for looking at, right? It's for doing stuff. We need to know when a user has picked a specific row so we can kick off another action, like showing more details or, in our case, popping up a chart. And this is the magic link that makes it all happen, the on-row-click event handler. This prop lets us fire a function every single time a user clicks a row. And the best part is that function gets a params object that contains all the data for that specific row. This is the simple, powerful bridge connecting our table to the rest of our app. Okay, so now we can grab data from a row with a single click. What are we going to do with it? Let's visualize it. But first, we've got a decision to make. Which charting library is right for the job? In the React world, two of the heavyweights are Chart.js and Recharts. Here's a good way to think about it. Chart.js is like a set of high-quality stencils. It's super fast to get started, it looks great, and it's really performant because it renders to a single canvas element. Recharts, on the other hand, is more like a box of Lego bricks. It gives you all these individual SVG components so you can build totally custom, complex charts that are deeply integrated with React. It gives you ultimate control, but it takes a bit more work to put it all together. So for our project today, where we just need a simple, clean pie chart inside a dialog, the choice is a no-brainer. We're optimizing for speed and simplicity. Chart.js is absolutely the perfect tool for this. All right, time for play number 2. Let's connect our table selection to a dynamic chart and really make this data pop. We're just a few small steps away from bringing this all to life. So here's how the whole thing flows. It all starts with the user clicking a row. Bam. That triggers our on-row click handler. Inside that function, we'll do a quick calculation on the fly to get the stats we want to visualize. And finally, we just flip a piece of state to true, and our MUI dialog, which is holding our chart, fades beautifully into view. It's a really smooth and logical sequence. And what kind of crazy, complex data structure does Chart.js need? Well, you're looking at it. It's this simple. It just wants an object with labels, which is an array of our pie slice names, and datasets, which holds an array with the actual numbers. It is incredibly easy to get your data into this shape. So let's zoom out for a second. In just a handful of steps, we've built a really powerful, feature-rich table that's connected to a dynamic chart. Let's talk about the big picture here, because this is about more than just a table and a chart. Why does this playbook matter so much? This right here is the heart of the efficient developer's playbook. Number one, and it's the most important, don't reinvent the wheel. Instead, lean on these mature, well-maintained libraries like MUI and Chart.js to handle the complex but common stuff. Your real value, their superpower, is linking these components together to create cool experiences and focusing your precious time and brainpower on the unique business logic that only you can write. When you start thinking this way, you can build much more powerful, more stable apps in way less time. You can seriously go from a boring list of data to a fully interactive dashboard in a single afternoon. So the only question left to ask is, with all this new efficiency, what amazing thing are you going to build next?